comment this morning, so we will move on to our consent agenda and ordinances for first reading.
From single-family residential beltline overlay to single-family residential beltline overlay for property located at 1425 Westview Drive Southwest. Staff, ZRB, and NP recommendation is approval. Item number 3, 24-01581, Z-2483, an ordinance by Councilmember Alex Swan, as substituted by Zoning Committee to amend the 1982 Atlanta zoning ordinance as amended, City of Atlanta Code of Ordinances, Part 16, Chapter 1618P, so as to allow for a revised voluntary density bonus program in Midtown zoning and for other purposes. Staff, NPU, and ZRB recommendation is approval. Item number 6, 25-01098, Z-2515, an ordinance by Councilmembers Liliana Bakhtiari, Jason Winston, Amir Faroki, Byron D. Amos, Jason Dozier, Alex Swan, Howard Shook, Dustin Hillis, Andrea L. Boone, Marcy Collier Overstreet, Mary Norwood, Matt Westmoreland, Michael Julian Bond, and Eshay Collins, as substituted by Zoning Committee to amend the 1982 Atlanta zoning ordinance as amended by creating a definition for vape shops in elementary and secondary schools, amending the regulations of various districts to establish a minimum distance of 1,000 feet between vape shops, amending the regulations of various districts so as to require a 1,000-foot distance requirement between vape shops in elementary and secondary schools and for other purposes. NPU staff and ZRB recommendation is approval. And item number 7, 25-01118, Z-2512, an ordinance by Zoning Committee designating the Randolph Lucas Jones House located at 78 Peachtree Circle, land lot 240 of the 17th District of Fulton County, Georgia, from the single-family residential zoning district to single-family residential landmark building or site. Staff, NPU, and ZRB recommendation is approval.
That was items 2, 3, 6, and 7 taken together, and I will make a motion to approve those items. Second by Councilmember Shook. Please prepare the vote.
Vote is open. Vote is closed. 4 yeas, 0 nays. The items have been approved.
If we could take item number 4 now, Mr. Chair. Item number
Yes.
4, 25-01017, Z-2489, an ordinance by Zoning Committee to rezone from community business district beltline overlay to multifamily residential conditional 2 beltline overlay for a property located at 728 Monroe Drive Northeast. Staff, NPU, and ZRB recommendation is approval conditional.
Motion to approve by Councilmember Faroki, which I will second. Please prepare the vote.
Vote is open. Vote is closed. 4 yeas, 0 nays. The item is approved.
4 yeas, 0 nays. That item is approved. Moving on, I believe we can take item 5 and 10 together.
5 separately.
Okay.
Item number 5, 25-01092, U-2447, an ordinance by Zoning Committee for a special use permit for a personal care home pursuant to section 1606-0015051G for property located at 2489 Fairway Circle Southwest. Staff, NPU, and ZRB recommendation is denied.
Make a motion to adverse. Is there a second? Second by Councilmember Shook. Please prepare the vote.
Vote is open. Vote is closed. 4 yeas, 0 nays. The item has been adversed.
4 yeas, 0 nays. That item is adverse.
Now, Mr. Chair, we could take items number 4, 9, 8, and 10 together.
Yes, ma'am. Please proceed.
Not for Ms. Chieta.
Yeah, we've handled 4.
I'm sorry, not 4, sir. Item number 8, 9, and 10 together.
Yes.
Item number 8, 25-01141, Z-2407, an ordinance by Zoning Committee to rezone from light to light industrial beltline overlay to industrial mixed-use beltline overlay for property located at 356 University Avenue Southwest. Item number 9, 25-01200, Z-2516, an ordinance by Zoning Committee to rezone from Central Area Commercial Residential District to Commercial Residential District for property located at 315 Highland Avenue Northeast. And item number 10, 25-01282, Z-2524, an ordinance by Zoning Committee to rezone from two-family residential beltline overlay to multifamily multi-unit beltline overlay for property located at 696 Highland Avenue Northeast, and the request is to hold those items.
We received requests to hold these items, items 8, 9, and 10. Make a motion to hold those, second by Councilmember Faroki. Please prepare the vote to hold.
Vote is open. Vote is closed. 4 yeas, 0 nays. The items have been held in committee.
Moving on to, I believe, number 11.
Yes, sir. Items number 11 through 14, please.
Yes.
Item number 11, 25-01286, Z2529, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential conditional to single-family residential conditional for a change of conditions for property located at 1101 Church Street Northwest. Staff and ZRB recommendation approval conditional. MP recommendation is approval. Item number 12, 25-01287, Z2530, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential conditional to single-family residential conditional for a change of conditions for property located at 1103 Church Street Northwest. Staff and ZRB recommendation approval conditional, and PU recommendation approval. Item number 13, 25-01289, U2510, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for a daycare center pursuant to section 16080051B for property located at 3100 Northside Drive Northwest. Staff and ZRB recommendations approval conditional, MP recommendation is approval. And item number 14, 25-01327, U2414, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for a personal care home pursuant to section 16060051G for property located at 1425 Westview Drive Southwest. Staff and ZRB recommendation is approval conditional. MP recommendation is approval.
I believe these items have amendments,
Yes, sir.
and I will make a motion to amend these 4 items. Is there a second? Second by Councilmember Shook. Please prepare the vote on the amendments.
Vote is open. Vote is closed. 4 yeas, 0 nays. The amended items are before the body.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve as amended. Is there a second? Second by Councilmember Shook. Please prepare the vote on the 4 items.
Vote is open. Vote is closed. 4 yeas, 0 nays. The items have been approved as amended.
Moving on to next item.
Item number 15, 25-01348, Z2523, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential to multifamily residential for property located at 1944 St. John Circle Southwest. Item number 16, 25-01349, Z2533, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from multifamily residential conditional to multifamily residential for a change of conditions for property located at 355 and 365 St. John's Avenue Southwest. Item number 17, 23-01350, Z2534, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential to single-family residential for property located at 844 Peyton Avenue Northwest. Item number 18, 25-01351, Z2535, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential to single-family residential for property located at 834 Peyton Avenue. Item number 19, 25-01352, Z2536, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from community business district conditional to community business district for a change of conditions for property located at 65 Willis Mill Road Southwest. Item number 20, 25-01353, Z2537, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential to single-family residential for property located at 850 Peyton Avenue Northwest. Item number 21, 25-01354, Z2538, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential to multifamily residential for property located at 1911, 1917 Ladon Avenue and 1920 Ann Street Northwest. Item number 22, 25-01355, Z2539, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential to single-family residential for property located at 840 Peyton Avenue Northwest. Item number 23, 25-01356, Z2540, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential and single-family residential conditional to planned development housing for property located at 1068, 1070 Hightower Road, 1168 8th Street rear, 1111 3rd Street Northwest. Item number 24, 24-01357, Z2542, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from multifamily residential conditional to multifamily residential conditional for a major site plan amendment for property located at 939 Hobson Street Southwest. Item number 25, 25-01358, U2502, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for a hotel pursuant to section 1634-0071J for property located at 981 Howell Mill Road and 1000 Watkins Street Northwest. Item number 26, 25-01359, U2516, an an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for a columbarium pursuant to section 16040051A for property located at 4465 Northside Drive Northwest. Item number 27, 25-01360, U-2517, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for a park for hire surface parking lot pursuant to section 1620C0053C for property located at 346 Edgewood Avenue Northeast. Item number 28, U-2518, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for a park for a truck terminal pursuant to section 16160051E for property located at 3485 Empire Boulevard Southwest. Item number 29, U-25-01362, U-2519, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for a truck terminal pursuant to section 16160051E for property located at 2770 Peyton Road Northwest. Item number 30, 25-01363, U-2520, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for a preschool pursuant to section 16060051B for property located at 1088 Boulder Crest Drive Southeast. Item number 31, 25-01364, U-2521, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for outdoor sales area pursuant to section 1618A006 for property located at 140 Forsyth Street Southwest. Item number 32, 25-01374, an ordinance by Councilmember Liliana Bakhtiari to zone property located at 380 Wilkinson Avenue Southeast, Atlanta, Georgia 30317 to the single-family residential zoning district and for other purposes. Item number 33, 25-01376, an ordinance by Councilmember Liliana Bakhtiari to waive certain provisions in section 1632B002 of the City of Atlanta Code of Ordinances related to personal service establishments in the East Atlanta Village Commercial District so as to allow a salon and beauty school at 512 Flat Shoals Road and for other purposes. Item number 34, 25-01381, an ordinance by Councilmembers Dustin Hillis and Mary Norwood to rezone property located to rezone from the multifamily residential conditional beltline overlay to multifamily residential conditional beltline overlay for a change of conditions for property located at 1527 Northside Drive Northwest and a portion of 1541 Northside Drive Northwest and for other purposes.
Director Holmes, please get you a drink after all that, and I will make a motion to refer to the ZRB. Is there a second? Second by Councilmember Shook.
Vote is open. Vote is closed. 4 yeas, 0 nays. The items have been referred to the ZRB.
We need to address item number 39, Director
Yes, sir,
Holmes.
we have one item coming off held. Item number 39, 24-01690, an ordinance by Councilmember Michael Julian Bond as substituted by the zoning committee to amend the 1982 Atlanta zoning ordinance as amended to amend section 1626-003 entitled Conditions of Granting a Variance to create a new section 1626-008 entitled Administrative Zoning Setback Variance for the preservation of mature trees to create a new section 1620-003F entitled Variances for the preservation of mature trees and for other purposes. This item has a substitute.
Make a motion to bring forth a substitute. Is there a second? Second by Councilmember Shook. Please refer the vote on the substitute.
Vote is open. Vote is closed. 4 yeas, 0 nays. The substitute is before the body.
Substitute is before us. We moving this forward, Director Holmes?
Yes, sir.
Make a motion to approve on substitute. Is there a second? Second by Councilmember Shook. Please refer the vote.
Vote is open. Vote is closed. 4 yeas, 0 nays. The item has been approved as substituted.
4 yeas, 0 nays. Item is approved as substituted, and I believe that completes our business. So if there is no other business, we stand adjourned.